I feel like I should be giving up. You keep a bit too much, but you me. Oh, not gonna where this is. I've been stuck in all your apologies.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley.
Larry, we welcome our viewers to Duval County, the northern part of Florida, and the largest city in the Sunshine State, as EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Everbank Field here in Jacksonville. Tonight, we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Jacksonville Jaguars. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They'll be led out by their quarterback from Central Florida. It's Blake Bortles.
I don't care how many accolades you had in college, there's no such thing as a can't-miss quarterback. But Blake Bortles has shown in his time in the NFL that he's a guy that you can build a team around.
Now a play fake here on first down. Caught right side. It's Lewis. And he's going to be out of bounds right at the 40. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
They go play action here on first down. Completes it left side to the tight end Lewis. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 6 there on first.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette, and he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
And Leonard Fournette impressing there with that run. It's hard to believe that no Jacksonville Jaguar has broken 1,000 yards since Maurice Jones-Drew in 2011.
Leonard Fournette could be that guy. Even with the ankle injury last year at LSU, still averaged 6.5 yards per carry.
And absolutely intimidated opposing defenses. A lot of guys simply get an attack.
10 yards there, good enough for the Jags first down.
I love it. A scout told me that with his running style, this guy's always the hammer, never the nail. But also has the ability to break it off big, too.
I was on the field for a game he had last year at LSU, and there were some college boys warming up. And then Leonard Fournette walked in. He is a man.
Full grown.
A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw. He's got it over the middle. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. And that's one of his advantages of a passer is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Now he's hit, and Bortles fumble. It's loose, and the Bengals grab it. The 40, 30, 20, 10. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice you're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, Winfrey?
Yeah, do I ever?
for the point after is Randy Bullock. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down.
But there's a reason he's the first running back taken. You saw the ability there, the ability to be physical and get downhill. How about breaking off a nice game there?
There's some Adrian Peterson comparisons out there now. That's high praise. Do you think that they're warranted?
Running style, very similar.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Decent chunk of yardage still left here, 2nd and 7. Bortles going to run a draw with Fournette. And he spins through. Fournette, first down, still going. Past the 20. 10, touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. 54 yards. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from taking the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And his kick is good. Here's Myers now to kick it away. On the return, it's Alex Erickson. Uses the stiff arm. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They'll be led out by the Red Rifle. For TCU, it's Andy Dalton.
This is a young man who has a lot of quiet confidence in his abilities. He won't shout it from the rooftops, but if you ever talk to him, you sense it, and you start to get it. In fact, I asked him about his mobility, and he said, well, I did run for over 1,500 yards in college. That was an easy answer for him.
They'll run for the first time with Hill. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Dalton now, the pass. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy hasn't dropped any defensively. 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And this is going to be incomplete.
That's a great opening series defensively. You forcefully should be at 3 and out on your opening possession.
And great coverage there on 3rd down to force the incompletion to set up 4th. And he gets this away, aiming for the sideline with a lock behind him. Wow. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And the same crosses at the 11-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. And a pretty good gain. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about
about a yard. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early in the first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, throw a short game until the stop.
Now he's hit, and Bortles fumble. It's loose.
Plays like this where the ball comes straight, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
From the gun on third down, Bortles. And Robinson with a big catch. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. The Jags first down, Bortles to Robinson.
Has a pretty good throw on the curl route there. Third down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware of that, right?
They should be aware, but it's so hard sometimes. They sell that route really well. You think they're going upfield and they curl back, show the numbers to the quarterback, you can play the play.
And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his
Bortles now on first down. Throw left side complete. It's Rivera. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 to the 36. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch.
How about the timing on that one? Well, they were in sync, weren't they? Three-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do in practice.
And a short game down to about the 33. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was, and making sure they didn't get there.
Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. He decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't he?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Throwing his Bortles. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I know most of the times when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On second down, here's Fournette. Oh, Fournette loses it. It's out, and the Bengals grab it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
They begin the drive with Hill. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Off the corner, where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I love when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from. It's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he's a big factor in the run game. No gain.
Yeah, that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up third down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Gibson. And this will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
And Brandon, this is a really nice job defensively, getting inside the quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively? Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And a great spot to start this drive from here. So after the INT, it's Bortles. Now he's hit, and Bortles fumble. It's loose. But it looked like a Jaguar was able to cover this thing, and so Jacksonville will keep control. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. But the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
To throw, it's Bortles. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm, incomplete. Now it's third down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad. If they catch you the football, gave you a great opportunity, you got to cash it.
Oh, and Lewis lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Let's see what Dalton can do after the fumble recovery. He's going to air it out, and that's caught inside the 30. A big play. Dalton to his favorite target, Green. 43 yards. Well, last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and he usually bounces back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game at the end. Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run it. A play fake to Hill. Dalton looking for the end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, third down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on the last drive, but fell incomplete. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up fourth down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Throwing on first down is Bortles. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. This is caught at the 20. A big play there. Bortles to Robinson. 49 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Into the red zone is Bortles. That's going to be caught at the 20-yard line. And we'll get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Allen Hurns, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars add on to their lead.
The catch and the touchdown, they were the end result of a terrific route run by the receiver.
Now Myers for the extra point. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6. Here's Myers now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Getting set to go again, Andy Dalton marches back onto the field. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown one interception. He wants to bounce that off with a...
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Give him 30 yards there. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. Coming up at halftime, remember, we'll get you out to Larry Ridley in Orlando for highlights and analysis of this first half. That is, of course, unless you decide to skip him.
And for the record, we do not encourage that.
And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there. Second down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They come after him, they've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. On second down, Hill. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
One of the things that I observed when Dante Fowler was coming out in the NFL draft, how hard he played the game. Every time I turned on a tape, he was either rushing the passer, making a play in space against the ball downfield, or hustling from one sideline to the other. How about that play right there? Making a nice tackle and holding it to a short gain.
He's going to let this thing go deep for LaFell. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Brandon LaFell, 43 yards. And the Bengals are a 2-point conversion away from tying this football game. And man, Charles, talking about zinging something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches, the fun stuff. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this. After that throw, his hands will hurt later. Not right now in the moment. He's just feeling good about catching it.
Yeah, a little stinger, but a touchdown. And this is no good as well. He's missed twice now, and that's the difference in this ball game. Bullock out now to kick this one away. Here's Corey Grant now to return. Oh, twisting away. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown in the last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, what are you going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know that makes some adjustments.
Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, when they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, and all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. To throw on second down. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. On first down, Bortles. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. No gain, and it's second down. He caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch. And most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Just hitting yards that may not go into the score sheet, and they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle. That's just flat out a terrific play, because it's rare that you see a hitch route batted down. That means someone read that one really well and was right on the spot when the ball got to the receiver.
Now C.J. Yeldon, and this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, on comes the Jaguars' Jason Myers now for the field goal try. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And Myers able to knock it through. So we've come to halftime at a 5-point game. As we send you downstate to Orlando to check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Jaguars are happy to be sitting in the locker room with the lead. The Bengals didn't play their best, and they'll need to be at their best now to come back. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Jaguars open up on offense. It's Atkins who will get the sack here. Bengals will pick up the loose football and score. Bengals on top by 6. Now midway through the first. Great stiff arm here on the run. And he caps off the 2-play drive with the score. The Jaguars go up by 1. 1st and 10. Bortles on the mark to Allen Hurns. And he won't be brought down until he makes it to the 43-yard line. Jaguars will later lose possession on a forced fumble. Now 1st and 10. Bortles able to find his mark deep downfield, and he'll end up at the 20-yard line before being tackled. Continuing on the drive, Bortles going to complete the pass from the gun. And it ends up working for a touchdown. The Jaguars go up by 8. 1st and 10, Green's gonna make the one-handed grab. And he'll end up at the 45-yard line before being tackled. Bengals have it later on the drive. The quick pass is complete, and it will be caught for the score.
All right, Larry, thank you. A fairly tight game here as we get set to resume play in this second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. And some room to maneuver.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score has got a major impact on this game.
The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're not winning at the point of attack for an offensive line, maybe they're getting out physical, spread things out a little bit, make it more of a one-on-one blocking scheme. Then you don't have to win it physically, you just have to win it by position. That may open things up for your running backs.
Face the give to Bernard. Dalton. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about it, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as they continue to move on.
Throwing, Dalton, and he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because I nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and it did force the incomplete pass.
Second and 10. Dalton once more. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
But he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way, so dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it, just move on to the next play.
Play action here with Dalton. Rolling to his left. He may try and run for this. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. So he got 9 yards that time, but he needed 10, and it brings up 4th and 1. And no field goal try here from the red zone offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Here we go with Hill. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Jeremy Hill, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals have taken the lead. And on his way to the end zone, shedding the tackle, he would not be denied.
That's what's called finishing the run. Making sure you power your way through. One-on-one tackle. No running back wants to go to the bench and say, I got stopped just short.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete. And in the third quarter here, they were trying to push that to a 3-point game, but instead it'll stay at 1.
And I'm a big proponent of not chasing points or going for two too early. But in this case, I understand why. You know, if you kick an extra point, you're just up 2.
Yeah.
Right? So field goal still puts the other team ahead. So you go for 2 here and protect the field goal lead. They didn't get it done, though.
On play action, now Bortles. He finds Hearns left side. That one goes for 24 yards.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Fournette, a first down carry. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's brought down. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Good play action, hit him over the top.
Looking left side, he's got a man. It's Lee. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, it's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll try and run forward with Fournette. He pushes forward from maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Doesn't matter who you're rooting for in this game, the effort of the man with the football, getting away from one and trying to turn forward and get some yardage, I really liked what he did there.
Bortles on the give to Fournette. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown tonight. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6.
He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs down the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. Now Bortles. And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. Here's Myers now to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. Getting ready to go again. Here's Andy Dalton marching back onto the field. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the third.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
Yeah, been a good leadership and a good distributor. Passing again, Dalton on 2nd and 10. He'll rifle this one deep. They got his man complete. There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Brandon LaFell, 78 yards. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that in.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
And the 3rd time's a charm as he finally gets one of these to go. Nothing separating these 2 teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things out.
It's caught on the right side by Robinson. A good pickup there at 22. Fresh set of downs here. They go play action here on 1st down. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took it a little too far at 2nd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open. And this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. And he's brought down. Jacksonville 1st down, a pickup of 17.
Most players will tell you that night games, while they can be fun, they're really hard to prepare for because you wake up on game day and all you want to do is get to the stadium and let's get going. But you got to bank that fire a little bit and hold it until the evening. It's almost like a Broadway premiere. Got to wait until the nighttime to go out there in front of the bright lights. And boy, he harnessed himself really well, and now he's unleashing it on the opponents.
Back now in Jacksonville. There's a gift before that. Oh, no, he lost the football. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free. But a teammate comes along and scoops it up. almost like it's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home, the next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Throwing his Bortles on third down. And that's complete to Lewis. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. Bortles now on first down. Dumps it off to Fournette. And down inside the 15 he goes. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when we talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing out second down.
From our vantage point, that was just one bad play by the offensive line in a series of really good ones tonight. But I know that they're going to be really ticked off. It's a lot like a baseball pitcher losing a no-hitter late in the game.
Complete, the tight end Rivera. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Bortles looking to throw on third and 2. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. Blake Bortles with his second touchdown of the night. And the Jaguars have moved out in front. The extra point now coming from Myers. And they will take a 7-point lead now. Here's Myers now to kick it away. Let's field it a few yards into the end zone. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Hill shedding the tackle. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A big play there for Cincinnati. 48 yards. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that would look like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Again, it's Hill. And he's got some space here. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. The other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
Now a first down carry, it's Hill. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
That was a nice play by the defense, but the offense can't let that one play define them. Let it go, move on, and start over again.
Play action now, Dalton. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Malik Jackson getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Third and long. What will Dalton dial up? And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on third and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they're getting blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack there. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
On second down, here's Bortles. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. A handoff to Fournette. A spin, and some room to work. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Yeah, now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Leonard Fournette. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. Now Bortles will give to Yeldon. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on third down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helps. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there. 39 yards. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
And his kick is right through. Here's Myers now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year and the Davises and the Gardens get...
And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there for the Bengals. 44 yards. It's do or die for Dalton. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Miles Jack coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaunt. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.